Do you think homeschooling is the only practice, the best practice?
100%. I think parents release the responsibility of parenthood to be in the rat race when, and I understand, right? People have to work, but you're leaving your children to be taught by the system. You know what the system breeds. You have a daughter. You know what type of women are coming out of the school system, of the universities. You want your daughter to be that type of woman? Yes or no? Okay, perfect. Where is she being programmed? What is she listening to? What's on her phone? You know, all these things are developing this child. And as a parent, if you aren't teaching your children how to become better versions of themselves, better versions than you, then the system will teach them instead. And the system isn't just the school system. It can be any system out there, but somebody's going to program them.
Okay, but like, what if I'm, struggling to make ends meet, right? I have to go to work, and I can't homeschool my kids. Like, what do I do?
Great question, bro. I don't
Because,
know.
and I asked this because I knew you'd say I don't know, because this system is designed to make people fail.
Exactly. So it's there's a lot of existential problems that stem even from the beginning, right? There's a reason I don't have children, right? The reason I don't have children is because I'm not in the area or the time of my life where I need them or I want them. So I've instilled a certain level of discipline in my life whereby I'm not going to have kids. And a lot of people make decisions in their life whereby they end up having children, and that's a big responsibility that they can't assume. So they end up neglecting the children in order to make ends meet, and that's just the nature of life. And I don't have the ultimate answer, but I will say that if you are in that situation, that you can still level up and you can still become a good parent with that interaction and still give your child the necessary support to become incredibly intelligent, and especially if you can teach them how to think. Because if you can teach them how to think, then they can question the system, and they can be inside of it, but realize how much of a nonsensical thing it is. I have kids in high school that message me, and they tell me all the time how they realize their professor said this or that, and that it was stupid and it was bullshit, and the reasoning for it. And of course, it's very just funny to read that these kids are, questioning things, and they're using their heads, and they're looking at things, and they're like, that doesn't add up. That doesn't make sense. And that, I think, is a healthy thing to do at the minimum.
As do I. And to be fair, right, like I went to a regular school.
So did I.
And you did too. And I'm not, I just like sort of hearing your perspective on these things, because I'm still forming opinions on a number of these topics, right? And I don't know if I'll have kids. I don't know if I do. I don't know where they'll go to school. But you are and Brett tells you the same thing. I know. I like asking you this question because you're very passionate about these subjects. And I can tell you've done a lot of introspection about how you want to manage the different facets of your life.